Hi everybody, I'm Erica. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm so happy you stopped by, and if you like what you see today, please subscribe. If you've been here before, welcome back. So, it has been a cold and very dry last few days here in the Pacific Northwest where I am, and my sinuses have been going crazy, which means I've been having some vertigo. So I have not been doing any sewing with my machine because I, don't want to deal with like heavy machinery when I'm kind of dizzy. So instead, I have been knitting a lot and getting back into English paper piecing. So I've got a lot to show you guys, but before we go any further, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing. This is my Holy Chevrons shawl by Stephen West, which I completed not very long ago. And it's all these awesome blues and greens, and I just really love this one. And I'm really happy to be wearing it today because, like I said, it's cold. So what have I been working on? Well, I've been working on another Stephen West shawl. I joined the Hyper Knit Along. I will show you guys the finished picture from the pattern. So the Hyper Knit Along is this year doing the Aurora cabin shawl, which looks like this. And let me show you how far along I am on my Aurora cabin. So I cast this on December 26th. And this is what we've got so far. Isn't that the most fun thing you've ever seen? I love it. It's so fun. So I'm in the second section that does that cool slip stitch pattern. So there's the slip stitch pattern. So I've started the second section. These rows are long. Lean back so you guys can see the whole thing. Yeah, these rows are really long. So it takes me about 20 minutes to do a row, and the shawl is still getting bigger. This thing is huge, but I'm absolutely loving these colors. It reminds me of Sweet Tarts candy. And I will show you guys, I've shown you before, but I'll just really quickly show the yarn that I'm using again. Yarns are from Forgotten Fiber, and it's on their Dreamy Sock Base. And it came in a kit. So the kit was for the shawl, no, let me try again. The last mystery knit along, not this one, the one last year, which was the shawlography. So that's how I got the kit. So it's got this green, this light pink, this brighter pink, and then there's this deep violet color, and then this kind of candy colored teal. So this is a lot of fun to knit. There's lots of little slip stitches and detail, a lot of garter stitch, like these stripes were all just garter stitch. So you get these sort of more complicated sections with all the slip stitching that has a little bit of cabling. And then you get to do some fun kind of simple stitches in between, which is something that's very classic Stephen West. He does that a lot. He does these sort of rest sections in between the really crazy stuff. Even like the shawl I'm wearing, this one is really simple, but you do get these little garter stitch rest sections in between, like this really cool crossed section. So I'm really enjoying this, but it is going to take me a while because, like I said, each row is getting longer and longer and taking longer to knit. So my easy mode project, when I'm in the mood for just some TV knitting and hanging out, is, I will show you guys the pattern. This is by Tara Dayton. I recently subscribed to Tara's Patreon. She does a lot of really amazing vintage content, and she also makes sewing and knitting patterns. So what I am knitting right now, if I can get this to come up, Sinead Ballet Wrap Cardigan. So it is a wrap cardigan knit in pieces, which is something I don't usually do. The yarn I am using is this Barocco Vintage DK. Isn't that a pretty color? And this colorway is number 2167. I think it's called like elderberry or something like that. Love this color. So I have gotten quite a lot done on this. So these are not blocked pieces. I've got a whole back. I have got a front and a second front. And I have started on the first of the raglan sleeves. Here's the right way around. So it's a raglan cardigan. So I'll just have to sew all these pieces together at the end. So I just need 2 sleeves and the ties, because this is a true wrap. It connects with ties, and I will be all done with this. I'm hoping to have this knit by spring. The Vintage DK is a mix of, it's a machine washable blend, they call it. So it's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. And you get 290 yards in a skein. I'm using size 3 needles, which is giving me gauge. Tara works in centimeters. So I had to do some conversion to figure out what that means to me. As an American, I work in inches and stitches per inch. But I was able to translate it out, and I'm getting what the pattern calls for, which is, let me look so I'm not telling you incorrectly. I need to get 10 centimeters to equal 22 inches, and that is what I'm getting. And I'm making the size 32, which is the 32-inch bust. So you can make, so it fits a bust size from 32 through size 40. And because it's a wrap, you've got a lot of give. So even though my upper bust is a 34, the actual size on this is 34 inches. So I thought I'd have a little bit of negative ease and play with that. So anyway, that is that project. Loving this for an easy, quick one. And if you're not following Tara Dayton, she has a channel here on YouTube. I'll put a link to it if I remember, and you can find her and see all the cute stuff she makes. All right. Let's talk about this. So I am thinking of frogging a project. I know, but so I took the leftovers from the scarf I'm wearing, the shawl I'm wearing, and cast on the Rain or Shine sweater by Stephen West. Yep, more Stephen. So this is what I've got going on so far. It's pretty, right? There's all these cool little stitches. There's this yoke thing in the top. What I have realized is I am never going to wear a sweater that's this oversized. It's never gonna happen. And so if I continue on, I mean, look at this huge bag of yarn I have in these gorgeous green and blue colors. I mean, I could just knit another shawl with this. So I will grab a picture so you can see the finished sweater that I will never have. I don't know. I need to like remember that as much as I love Stephen's sweater designs on him, I need waist emphasis. I need a fitted sweater. Like I like a much more 1940s, 1950s vintage feminine sweater design. And while this is gorgeous, you do 2 strands of fingering weight held together to create a marled effect. And so it creates quite a dense fabric. And I'm never gonna wear something that's that dense and sort of weighty of a sweater. So I'm frogging it. It's very sad, but when I decide what to do with the yarn, I will tell you guys. So I was missing sewing and I can't sew. So I decided to get back up into English paper piecing. And I decided this time to use a diagram from Sewing New Hexagons. Okay, it's a Kindle book. Let me bring it up. The New Hexagon, 52 Blocks to English paper piece. And I have been really enjoying making Caroline blocks. So there's the Caroline block, which involves hexagons and half hexagons. So I'll show you guys what we've got. This is my first one. As you can see, I have fussy cut the haunted lady and the little bats. So I've got that block. I've got this block with the cute little spider webs and the little floral in the center. And then I've got this block, which has a little bit less of the fussy cutting going on. So my idea is to assemble these hexagons together at some point to make a quilt. Probably putting a mix of more fussy cut, like specific ones, and more sort of loose ones. But I've got a bunch of hexies already cut and ready to go. I've got some more like little fussy guys, like these little trees. And I've got more of the spider webs. Some leftover remnants from another project that gave me more kind of colorful spider webs. I've got more of the ladies. So yeah, I think this is going to be really fun. And my idea is to mix Halloween fabrics. Like this is a Michael Miller fabric. No, Timeless Treasures fabric. That was a Halloween print. I can show it to you. Fabric. And as you can see, it's got a lot of really fun things you can fussy cut out. So I'm gonna mix some of that and some textures like this polka dot. I've got these purple polka dots. Got spider webs. I've got, haven't dipped into this yet. This has some skeletons and some moons and some spiders. So I want to kind of mix that with some florals. So I've got this, I've got that, some more of that kind of minty blue that I showed you. And then I've also got this little pack of florals that I got on Etsy. And these are dark florals. And the idea is if I use the darker ones, I will add color to the block in some other way. It's a fun one. Got this. So yeah, you guys get the idea. I've also got this more fancy one that I thought would be fun to do some fussy cutting around those really pretty roses and some of those motifs. So that is that. This is going to take me a long time. This is definitely a long haul project. But I'm excited to see how it's gonna come together. I English paper piece and do by hand. I just started this, so I'm by no means like an expert at it. And then this is what I use for my fussy cutting. This is a 1-inch hexagon, and you just put it on your fabric, and then you can just like cut around it, and it gives you a seam allowance. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what's been keeping me busy. I like English paper piecing. It's just really chill. I never thought I would be a quilter. I don't like super precision stuff. Like regular quilting just confuses me, where you like have to be super precise. I don't use a rotary cutter because I'm like scared to death of them. But with these, I can just like trace out the little hexagon and just cut it with normal scissors, and it seems to be working fine. So that's that. So that's everything I'm up to. I've got a lot of sewing plans. I've got a lot of things I want to make. I've got a dress I want to make. I want to work on that collection I talked to you guys about for spring. But with the weather the way it is and my sinuses going crazy, I've just been staying inside and making stuff that I can do in the house. So I hope that you guys are doing well. I will see you next time. I'll update you on everything. I think I'll probably do a hair video next because I'm trying to alternate them. But yeah, so I will see you guys soon. Bye.